I've worked with hundreds of leadership teams now, and I can almost play leadership bingo. It's always the same things that happen. So the first one we find is that they have a limited way or a limited way to build or develop, integrate, and track strategy. They don't have a strategy operating system. Not all the time, but that's one of my most common things we find. So we started off focusing on supporting talent to execute strategy. And then we quickly discovered we had to do both. So we have a team that do strategy now. Also, secondly, we find that there's no long-term plan for leadership development. We find there's often pockets of development elsewhere in the organization, but we often find that leadership team don't have individual and team development programs. We also find that there's a lack of strategic mindset. They have meetings to discuss their departments, but they don't have a separate leadership meeting discussing leadership challenges. Also, limited focus on people data, whether it's employee surveys, whether managers are having their one-to-ones. We find that they're very good with financial data, but we find that they don't bring people data when people are the biggest part of your business. Last of all, meetings. If I wasn't doing this, I think my passion project would be helping companies run meetings. So we find that meetings are run very poorly, particularly leadership meetings. We find the CEOs chairing the meeting, and often they're the worst person to chair it behaviorally. And we find there's a lack of structure, a lack of cadence. They go off topics. They don't solve leadership issues very well. Whenever you read the Harvard Business Review, they do a CEO survey every year. They all do, Forbes do. When you kind of look at the top 10 issues, most of them are always people issues. But it's not often through a lack of talent. We find at leadership teams there's a lot of talent in that leadership team. It's about how we work together. We often see the problem being. Some leaders do need personal development. Actually, all leaders should have some form of personal development going on. But it's usually the bigger focus we find is trying to get them to work as a cohesive team.